So today I'm going to do something a bit different. This is a bit more of a trying to repair guide. I bought this off of eBay some time ago. It cost me all of, I think it was about £3.50. It's a pretty battered Acer laptop. The pictures don't make it look great. I haven't done anything more than take it out of the box. I have got a spare charger off to one side to do a bit of testing. So let's unwrap and have a go. Okay, it's pretty battered. So it's pretty disgusting. Screen looks okay, but again, fairly gunky. Nothing that a very good clean won't fix. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that on camera. It's a nice little bit of rattle there. So something clearly loose in this thing. Let's just see if it wants to turn on. Oh, grab my charger. Oh, we do have a light. And we do have some life. However, it doesn't look like we have a lot else, so I would say this has got a failed hard drive in it, if nothing else. So let's just have a quick fiddle with it and see what we can see. F2 for setup. Okay, so it's coming up on the screen. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera or not, probably not, but it's coming up just here saying that there's no hard drive installed. So I'm hoping that's the cause of our rattling as well. So what have we got? So it's Core i3, so it's not a bad processor. Okay, we've got the specs here as well. Should have a 320 gig hard drive in it, which it obviously does not. And it doesn't say how much memory it's got. Oh no, there we go, 4 gig of memory as well. So everything else looks like it's as it's supposed to be on the tin. Let's see if this is charged enough to hold any charge, and we'll go from there. No, so I'd say the battery is also knackered. Okay, so next thing to do, let's open it up and have a quick look and see if we can see what is going on here. I'll just grab a little toolkit. And I'd imagine this is a posi, so let's give a little Phillips head. So as always, let's disconnect the battery. Even if it's not holding any charge, I don't want to have a shock. Let's just open this up. I also don't want to damage any components, so. Oh, come on. Yes, that's definitely our problem. So there's no hard drive in it, and there's no screws, which is really not useful. Let me just move this out of the way. Move this out of the way and see if we still got a rattle. We still definitely. Oh, there's a screw. I think the screws are inside it. That's why it is rattling. If someone has taken this hard drive out and left the screws in, which is really annoying. Okay, well, all we can do is take the bottom off and get a look at the insides. Hopefully it's not too grubby. Let's take the CD drive out. So that's the CD drive out. So now we're just going to have a little game of find the screw. Hopefully I can get them all in one go. I don't even know if the keyboard comes up on the bottom. I have got some spare hard drives here, so that's an easy enough one to do. I've got a couple more of these broken laptops coming up, so hopefully they're all going to be as straightforward as this one. But once we clean this up, this will be a nice little machine for someone. Pop it onto eBay again, resell it. Drop the screw nick. Okay, we'll just flip it over just to get all the rest of these screws out. Cool. Right, I would say that because this is running along the bottom here, I'm probably going to have to disconnect the Wi-Fi area. Let's just have a look. I'm not actually sure. Yeah, there's a seam there. So we're going to have to disconnect this Wi-Fi antenna. Just pop these up. I'm not actually going to pull that off. I'm just going to disconnect. I just want to be sure that it's not going to catch on anything silly when I open it up. Let's just grab a metal spudger. So we should, in theory, just be able to work our way along the edge and pull it open. That's on the assumption the keyboard doesn't need to come out. Oh no, hang on a minute. I think actually we might need to take the keyboard out. Yeah, there's some little clips along here. So let's see if we can get this. There we go. Oh, and now I've broken one of the keys. That's just what you want. It should just push back down on there. Yeah. So, don't do what I do and break the keys when you're trying to figure out what's wrong with the laptop. I'm just hoping I've released all the screws underneath, which should mean it'll lift out nicely. There we go. Yeah, I was bang on right, in fact. What sort of catches this? There we go, and that's the keyboard out. Okay, so we've got another half a dozen screws here that need to be undone, so we can get to the inner workings of this thing. Okay, I would also say that we probably need to disconnect some of these cables and things because they're going to be attached to the bottom. Otherwise we might risk catching them when we take it apart. Let's just do this. There's one. This one I think is probably for the power button. It's two. And I'm not sure if that one will need to come off. I think I'll risk that one. I think that one's for the trackpad and that one I think is for the CD drive. I think the rest should be alright now. Right, okay, so back to what we were doing. So we'll just work our way around the edge. I'm going to start on the corner you can't quite see because it's off camera. Oh, and another screw was just flown out of the machine. Let's just do this a bit flatter so I don't lose any more. Oh. I'm also trying not to break it here while we do this. Yeah, there's another cable I should have undone. There's a speaker cable just here. It needs to come undone. There we go. So that's the bottom of that. So there's our touchpad. And this was the speaker I didn't disconnect. So there's a little cable there. And there's the touchpad cable. And yeah, I was right, there's a power button cable that was up the top there. So let's just put this out of the way. And I can see our screw already that is floating around. In fact, I can see both of them. So both of our screws are up here. So here's one, and here's the other. So that's definitely the root cause of why our laptop's not working. It looks like we've just got a failed battery and a new hard drive needed. So let me just grab a pair of tweezers so I can get that out a bit easier. There we go. So yeah, that's all actually looking okay. It's quite clean, which is nice. I might actually just give this a bit of a clean over whilst I can get to it. Just because it's a little bit easier to get to while we've got the laptop open. I'm just going to grab some IPA. So this is just nice for cleaning with. It's quite an old bottle, I've used it a lot. So some nice isopropylene alcohol. It's very good for cleaning and just evaporates. So you can use it on electronics as long as they're not on the power. I'm just going to give that a bit of a clean round there and get rid of some of this gunk down the bottom while I can get to it. Only because it's such a tight space once the top's on. It's easier to do it now, and then I'll give the rest of the laptop just a wipe over with some with a clean cloth afterwards. Should bring the rest up. I don't even want to know what that was. Well, it's definitely grubby as can be. Right, so I'm happy that that's all right enough. I don't think it needs much more of a clean over, to be honest with you. What I might just do is get the trusty paintbrush out. And just give it a quick once over just to get rid of any dust. Even the fan looks immaculate on this, so I'd say it's been either taken apart or cleaned recently. Okay, right, let's pop it back together. Again, we just need to make sure that we get our cables all reconnected while we're here. So that speaker one that I missed earlier, I just need to make sure I plug back in again. It just doesn't want to go into place. There we go. These are always a bit of a fiddle, I find, so. There we go. And last one. Come on. Hopefully that's okay. It doesn't feel like it's in enough, but I'm sure it is. So now we've got to put back our half a dozen or so screws in this section. Once I've got that all buttoned up, then I can put the keyboard back in. And then we'll just give everything a test before we put all the bottom screws back in, because I'm just conscious that that power button connection doesn't feel like it's great. That way at least I know everything's working. Right. So our screws back in, so let's just pop our keyboard back in. Hopefully it's just a slide it into place and then push it on down. That's perfect. And then just push this back down. Okay. Just plug it back in to test it. Make sure it works, and then we'll put all the screws back in. Shouldn't matter the battery's not in the bottom, because it will still power on without that. Yep, and we've got a blue light on the power button, so that's good. It still turns on, still get the logo. So yeah, pleased with that. Oh, well that's not good. I would say it thinks something is stuck down, so let's just do that one more time. It might be that key it popped off and I put back on earlier. Let's just see if it will go into... No, my keyboard doesn't appear to be working now. But it has stopped beeping, so let's just give it a restart and just try again. Yeah, no, I think I just had a stuck key, so putting my hand across the keyboard seems to have solved that, so that's okay. Okay, let's just turn this back off. Perfect. Plug it. And just flip it back over. Reconnect that wireless card again, just so I don't forget. Put the aerial terminals back where they were. These things just push down, they're not any more complicated than that. Come on. Perfect. Tuck that under there. See if I've got some more memory as well, I might give this an upgrade. Put the CD drive back in. I'll do that one first so I don't get my screw mixed up. I'll just pop all these other screws back in. Just trying to make sure I don't miss any. I've got one left and I'm not sure where it goes. Okay, right, I'm not going to worry about that for a minute. I'm sure I'll find it in a sec. It may have even fallen out, but I don't think it did. These are all the same length, so it doesn't matter where you put them back. I found I'm missing one. In the corner. Right in the corner over here. Oh. Right, that's that. Let me just grab a spare hard drive. In fact, it happens to be... I don't really want to put that one in it. If I've got an SSD. Oh, there we are. I got a 750 gig one and it's got a caddy on it which looks very similar. Just see if it is the same. I wonder if I can get away without changing it. Shame. It is not the same. I'll just quickly take this one out of its caddy. There's one out of another laptop at some point or another. A little bit bigger than what was in there, but it will do the job. That goes in that way around, so find this one. I'm pretty sure the screws just go in the side. In fact, all the screw holes are numbered, or 3. I guess I got 2 and 1 on here. I do 2 and 1. That's nice, nice touch from Acer. Right, hard drive in there. So Oh, there we go. Perfect, and I think these will line up with those. Yes, they will. I've already got 2 screws in the top here, which don't really need to be in there. It should just clip down if I can get the clips to go in. No, apparently you've got to do a bottom first. There we go. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. Still going to have to get a battery, but that's fine, I can do that afterwards. Let's just pop this one back in for the minute. Oh no, there is 3 screws I have missed, 4 screws I have missed. These little ones that run across the back. So let's just do those quickly. And then it all just needs a really good clean. Turn that over. Open them up. Oops, sorry, not the camera. Plug the lead in. Straight into the BIOS and just make sure that hard drive's detected. Yeah, I can see that we've got a Western Digital 750 gig hard drive, so that looks good. It's just mentioned here with its serial. Still picking up the RAM, still picking up memory, so that's brilliant. What I am going to do is change the boot order while we're here. In fact, actually someone's already set it to USB, so that's great. I'll take this annoying sticker off, because that doesn't need to be there. Now, in one of my earlier videos, I talked about building a bootable Windows 10 memory stick. So I've already gone ahead and done that, because I rebuild a lot of these. So I'll just plug that one in, and then we can see if it boots. And hopefully, with a bit of luck, it will. I'm still going to tap F12 and get it to boot from USB, just because I like to be thorough. Okay, oh, there we are. Hasn't actually picked up my memory stick. You just try a different memory slot, a memory stick slot. We might have a problem with the USBs as well then. Reboot again. In fact, I'll just turn it all the way off just for argument's sake, because sometimes it doesn't pick up until you turn it off and back on. So it's off. And that's coming back on again now. My memory stick's flashing as well, which is brilliant. There we go. So I might have an issue with these 2 USBs. I'm not going to know until I get Windows on here. So let's just boot off of that, and then we'll get Windows 10 loaded on, which you will be pleased to know that I do have a license for it. So grab one of those out. Bought some of these recently, so the key is stuck over there, just for all of you people who don't believe me, but this is a genuine copy of Windows 10 Pro, so we'll pop that on there afterwards. I did notice there was a license sticker on the bottom of this, but it's only for Windows 7, so we'll make it all genuine and legal before we sell it. Yeah, I may end up putting Windows 7 back on if it doesn't run particularly well, Windows 10 anyway, so we'll just see. We'll see what it's like first and go from there. Alright, well, it's been about 10 minutes. It still hasn't booted. We're still sat on the same black screen that we were on before I paused the video. So I'm not convinced that that hard drive that I put in is a good one. So I'm going to just quickly flip it over and just change that hard drive out again, in the hopes that it is that. Quickly take this bottom off. I also, whilst I was floating around, found some spare memory as well. So we'll just pop this out. I've also just noticed there's a screw in the wrong place, so let's take that one out. I'm going to have a quick look at this memory while we're here. So that is 4 gig of PC3 10600S. So I do have some memory that will fit. So I'm going to add another 4 gig of RAM to this as well. It is the exact same one. So I don't know how clear this will be to you, but let's try and make it clear for you. The camera doesn't want to focus, but it is exactly the same memory. It's from Nanya, and again it's exactly the same thing, so we'll just pop that in there. So that's done. I'm not going to sync this hard drive properly, just on the chance that it doesn't work and I have to remove it again. These are spare ones that I've had for God knows how long, and I don't know if they're working or not. So I will just leave it like that for the minute, and I'll come back in here and button this up in a minute. Right, so that's that. Shouldn't make any difference in the short term. Let's grab my memory stick again. Wherever it's gone. Because I am not convinced that all the problems with this are resolved. So it has picked that up. That's a 60 gig Toshiba. It really is nothing special, but for what we need for this laptop, I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's just see if this wants to play now. Give it a minute. Well, I'm not sure if that looks more positive or not, really. I'll have a look in the playback a bit later. Hey, I would say I had a faulty hard drive. That looks perfect. Right, so I'm not going to make you watch all through this now, so I will stop the video here whilst I get Windows 10 loaded on, and I will come back to you once that's all installed, and then we can go through and just quickly test everything and give it all a clean and go from there. Alright, thanks. So you rejoin me with the laptop back in pieces again. It did install Windows successfully, it booted all the way in, it was working absolutely fine. The only two issues we had, these USB ports were not working. Now this ribbon cable I don't think was connected. I will have to have a look on the playback, but when I went back into it, it wasn't plugged in. So I plugged it back in now and checked everything's seated as it should be. I've also checked all the other ones are connected nice and tightly. The second issue we've got is when you turn it off and then back on, you get a continual beeping. Now I don't know if that's just a loose connection on the keyboard or what. So I just wanted to reseat that as well, and make sure that that was as it's supposed to be before I look at replacing the keyboard. So very, very odd in both instances. Anywho, I'll speed this bit up so you don't have to watch me putting it all back together for the second time, and then we will see what happens. So we'll just plug in our memory stick now and see what happens. Yep, straight on. Got a little flashing light, so that's perfect. So that is working as expected. So what I'll do is I'll wait for this to load up, and then I'll come back to you just to do one final test to make sure everything's working. So yeah, we're now back. It boots up absolutely fine. USB ports are working, no problem at all. Hopefully if I show you on here, there you can hear it making some noise, and it should pop up any second with, there we are. Select what happens for your USB drive, and you should now be able to get the folder. So there we are, that is absolutely perfect. It loads as expected and works as expected. I've rebooted it a few times as well. The beeping has now stopped, so reseating it has clearly fixed that problem. So literally the only thing left is to get a new battery. It is showing in the bottom right hand corner that there's no battery present, so I would say the battery that is connected in here is duff, and we just need to replace that. So I'll get that ordered up, and then this laptop is all sorted. So the last thing I need to do is just shut everything down and give it all a clean. Get all the screws back in because they're still currently out. I've got a nice damp cloth here just to wipe everything over, just to give it a bit of a rough clean up, and I will sort that sticker out that's on the lid with some isopropylene alcohol. So I will stop the video here just while I get all the screws back in, and then I will come back to you once I'm ready to give the lid and things a clean and get rid of that sticker. Right, so we're now on final cleanup. I put all the screws back in so it's nicely buttoned up and ready to go. So I'm going to see if I can get rid of this sticker from the top. Hopefully with a nice bit of soaking with IPA we should be able to take that off. So I'll just give that a go for a few minutes, and that should get that off of there. It's already beginning to loosen, which is really good. So while we're waiting for that, I'll just give the rest a bit of a wipe over and clean up. Get it back to the right colour. Hope you can see the difference in this already. It's 100% better. So we've just got that corner to go, so let's see if we can bring that up now. There we are, that IPA is doing the trick lovely. We'll just take that all off, we'll give it another douse, and then we'll give it a nice wipe over, and that should do it. And I just need to literally order a new battery for this, and then that'll be restored. I might just see if we can clean up the sticker marks from the inside of the laptop where I removed the sticker earlier, just for completeness. There we are. That's coming off no problem now. Lovely and tidy. So look at the inside. In fact, the sticker marks came up just with a wipe down on the inside, so that's good. So this is all starting up fine now, it's shutting down fine. As I say, it just literally needs a battery. So I will get that ordered, and then this will go back up on eBay, hopefully for a few pounds more than I bought it for. So yes, if you like my video, please subscribe, drop us a like, and press the bell icon so you get notified of all videos going forwards. But yeah, otherwise I shall see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.